Of a deadly standoff between an armed man and a SWAT team in New Jersey. Police say the ordeal began around 6 o'clock yesterday morning in Trenton when the gunman injured 3 officers and killed an innocent bystander. Investigators say the officers had been trying to serve the suspect with an arrest warrant. Right now, police are still outside of that home on Center Street where the gunman is holed up. The injured officers have been treated and released from the hospital. And here's a live look at the scene for you right now. Police are still outside of that home where the gunman is. An armed car can be seen outside along with other police vehicles.
Tonight, authorities are still trying to negotiate the surrender of a suspect who barricaded himself inside a Trenton home this morning. This is new video tonight from the scene where you can see a police robot approaching the home. It all began around 6:20 this morning. As authorities tried to serve a warrant, they were met with gunfire. One person who was standing outside the home on Center Street was killed. 3 Mercer County Sheriff's officers suffered minor injuries.
While they were attempting to serve the warrant, they were fired on by a suspect inside the residence. Task force officers backed out of the house while under fire, during which time an individual that was outside was struck by gunfire.
Throughout the day, the SWAT team helped free neighbors stuck in their homes. They used a robot to take the suspect a bag with an item about the size of a cell phone, and using a loudspeaker, they attempted to communicate with the suspect. More than 11 hours and counting. That's how long a Trenton neighborhood has been on lockdown as authorities negotiate with an armed, barricaded suspect. It's all unfolding on the 300 block of Center Street. Our Cleve Bryan has been following the story all day, and he joins us live near the scene with the latest. Cleve, what do you know?
Good evening. We're about a block and a half away from the scene. It's a very tense scene right now. Just in the past few minutes, we heard about a half dozen pop sounds, which are difficult to tell right now if that may have been a shot or a canister or something like that that was fired. But sounds coming from that area where you see the black armored vehicle about a block and a half from here. Many of these people out here out of their homes since they woke up this morning, eager to go home and hoping for a peaceful resolution.
You had to come out of the house with whatever you had on.
A Trenton neighborhood thrown into chaos when shots rang out Wednesday morning.
Loud, woke me up, and I come to see what was going on, and I see a body laying in the street.
Officials say a man was killed outside a home on the 300 block of Center Street as police came under fire while trying to serve an arrest warrant there.
While they were attempting to serve the warrant, they were fired on by a suspect inside the residence. Task force officers backed out of the house while under fire, during which time an individual that was outside was struck by gunfire.
Authorities have not released the name of the victim, who witnesses say remained in the street for a while during the standoff. Throughout the day, the SWAT team helped free neighbors who were stuck in their homes for hours. They used a robot to bring the suspect a bag with an item about the size of a cell phone, and using a loudspeaker on the armored truck, attempted to communicate with the suspect.
And I knew him. We went to school together, man.
Pilot Roseman lives on the block and says he graduated high school with the suspect.
It's unfortunate, man. It's just, I wish it didn't have to be this way for him.
Trenton Mayor Eric Jackson called the standoff and loss of life senseless.
He was standing by and was a victim now of senseless shooting. So we're dealing with that. We're dealing with their family as well, trying to make sure that residents as well in this community understand as best they can what's going on.
Again, appears to be some activity in the last few minutes. Everyone's ears perked up when they heard those popping sounds, but we're not getting any new information. Haven't seen anything happen yet as far as the suspect coming out of the house or them storming the residence at this time. There was a press conference at about 5 o'clock where they updated us that actually there are 3 injured, minor injuries to deputies from this morning. None of them life-threatening, although they did go to the hospital. And there was a situation they told us about where a 7-year-old was stuck in an apartment across the street. And fortunately, that little boy was reunited with his mother this afternoon. Again, a live barricade situation going on in Trenton right now. I'm Cleve Bryan, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.